Hello, I'm Paul Lydiat from Ribcraft Australia. I respectfully acknowledge the Wurundjeri people of the Kulin Nation, who are the traditional owners of the land on which we meet today, and pay my respects to their elders past, present and emerging. It's my pleasure to be with Toby Adams, the CEO of Ribcraft today. Welcome to Melbourne, Toby. Is this your first visit?
Thank you for having me. It's my first visit to Melbourne, not my first visit to Australia, but I'm really happy to be here, and hopefully this is the first of many visits to the office in Melbourne.
Welcome. Hey, why have you chosen this time to open a sales and distribution office for Ribcraft in Melbourne to service the APAC region?
Ribcraft's on a very good curve at the moment. It's growing considerably globally. We've done a lot in the UK and across Europe, expanded into the USA and Middle East. And I think geographically, this is a good gap filler, covering the APAC region. We sell a lot of boats historically around the world, and it's nice to have a support structure here, rather than servicing it from the UK.
And your manufacturing capability, where is that located?
So manufacturing is in Yeovil. We've just opened a new facility in Southampton in the UK as well. Marblehead in the USA. And in the Middle East, we've got Dubai and Saudi Arabia.
Do you see us manufacturing in Australia as well?
I think so. It's probably our medium-term goal to set up a facility here, have a lot more infrastructure so we can support much quicker. I think we'll see how demand goes, but from early signs, it's very, very positive. And I think it's a step we need to make quicker than we probably expected.
What is it about Ribcraft that makes it unique for commercial, government or defence boat operators?
Well, I started as a Ribcraft client in 2009. I was a commercial operator. I very quickly saw the benefits of what the boats do for our business, that the alternatives just couldn't. Mm-hmm. You know, they're extremely, extremely capable boats in all weather, which allowed us to operate much longer hours on days where other people couldn't. And I think it just proves the quality of the hulls that we are working with across the whole range, from our smaller boats up to the large cabin boats. And I think that's what benefit it gives to many of the commercial military operations, that they have a very, very solid, safe platform that they can work with.
Mm-hmm. Is there anything that the police organisations ask for when they're looking at their boats and what they need?
Well, they want something that stands the test of time and is proven, but they also, I think, want a quality product that's got longevity with it. There's more and more things they're starting to ask for now in terms of options with power, with electrical, hybrid propulsions. They want more speed. Everyone wants more speed. Not that they're going to use it, but it's like having a sports car. You want to know that it's there, but you don't necessarily have to draw on it.
And when you think about speed, is it true that the fiberglass hulls in a Ribcraft perform or will outperform other designs, so particularly, say, aluminium designs?
Yeah, I think on flat water, everyone's probably quite similar. You've got a lot of boats that can perform on flat water. The real test is when you get to the rough seas. That's where the deep V hull comes into its own. And that's where the performance is. And that's where you maintain the speed in rough seas, where a slightly flatter bottom, quicker boat would start to fall off the speed curve pretty quickly.
Could you talk about our customers' commitment to Ribcraft?
I think a true test is that we have a lot of repeat customers over the years, over 30 years. We've got customers who bought boats in the early days and their businesses have grown, and they've continued to buy boats off us. Even on the leisure side, people have bought boats over time. They've then upgraded in terms of size, or they've just had replacements for their boats. But, our customers are very loyal because of the product that we have. And I think it's nice to know that people are continuing to buy our range. There's a lot of competition out there, but Ribcraft seems to hold its own to anyone who's been on a Ribcraft or owns a Ribcraft.
Do you have a favourite boat in the Ribcraft range?
It's a tricky one. I think the 585 is a beautiful entry-level hull. It's used from leisure all the way up through to the military side of things. It's a very nimble hull, but I think as I step up into the 9 meters, the 10.5, the 12s are incredible boats across the range of applications that we use. There's a huge amount of payload you can put on them. But no, I'd say it's hard. We're also introducing a 3.5 that is likely to be an incredibly fun boat as well. So it could be anything from 3.5 through to 12.5 is probably my favorite.
What are you seeing customers ask for now today that they haven't asked for in the past?
So a big one is sustainability, and they want to have propulsion that is more eco-friendly. Electrical power is coming up an awful lot, and we're looking at a number of solutions to see how we can work with the limitations that technology have. It's fitting a huge amount of batteries on the boats, trying to make it where we're not adding too much weight that it's compromising performance. Looking at hybrid solutions, also looking at what materials go into the boat to make sure that they are sustainable as well. And then clients also want, like I mentioned earlier, they want speed. So it's trying to put all of those together that don't necessarily go hand in hand.
From a leisure perspective, are we seeing people wanting to take a Ribcraft boat and use it with their families rather than like a commercial application?
Yeah, well, a lot of people don't know that we have a huge loyal leisure following. We have a Ribcraft owners group with over 1,500 members that use somewhat commercial style Ribcraft boats for leisure purposes. Because it's such a solid hull, they can take it to many places that other boats of the same size couldn't go.
Is there a leisure range in the offering?
Yes, Ribcraft Leisure has kind of recently been formed to really have a standout product in the leisure market. It's using all of the DNA that Ribcraft have built over the years. Very solid hulls, very solid structures, just with a slightly prettier deck and aesthetics. When you're above deck, things like teak and a few of the mod cons that people expect now from a leisure boat. I think, the key for us is an easy transition to leisure because we have a very solid commercial hull. So we know that we've got the performance there. Now it's kind of the fun task of making things a little bit prettier when you're above deck.
Where can people see Ribcraft boats in Australia, and how do they connect with your team?
So it's headed up by Adelina, who's got a huge amount of experience with Ribcraft. She's the managing director here. Has done amazing things for the business around the world, and we're very lucky to have her here heading up the business. When
can we see Ribcraft boats in Australia?
So we are earmarking a number of the key boat shows. So we will have boats present, hopefully towards the end of this year, most definitely at all of the boat shows next year. But we have historically sold boats into Australia from our UK business. So they do exist in the shores, but we hopefully will be picking up commercial customers in the meantime, who are now confident that they've got the support structure here. And so we can take orders from any day.
Great conversation today. Thanks, Toby. Really looking forward to seeing you back on your next trip. For our audience today, I just invite everybody to, if you want to keep in touch with what's happening at Ribcraft Australia, please follow us on LinkedIn and on Facebook.